This is a transcendent action film that will make your blood boil, racing on the streets of Florence. The flying servant of the building swimming pool. The cool running at a height of 100 meters, the magic magnet suction cup of the luxury yacht, every frame and every scene makes you feel the speed and passion. At the beginning of the film, the male protagonist died unjustly and was a billionaire. He had superhuman scientific talents since he was a child. With his in-depth research on magnets and various technical patents, he lived a boring life of spending money like water at a young age. Now he has seen through the current state of the world. Yenliang's cruel ruler is the life of the common people. No matter how rich he is, he cannot change this unfair incident. So he decided to form a ghost special force to fight violence with violence. First, he caused a plane crash, successfully faked his own death, and disappeared from people's sight. Then he recruited 5 peerless masters from all over the world and made them disappear from this world in the name of suspended animation. For safety. The team members do not disclose their lives to each other, but instead use numbers instead. Rambo Wan did his part and must have wronged himself. Number 2, Agent Yuan, nicknamed Ghost, and number 3, the Ruthless Killer. Number 4 is Skywalker, a master climber who is good at parkour, number 5 is a bloodthirsty doctor, and number 6 is the driver of the cold-blooded professional racing driver. Their first mission is to kill the Empire's tyrant Rovak. It was in his hands to drop poison gas bombs on the border areas. But his younger brother Muddam is approachable and deeply loved by the people. In order to avoid his younger brother's threat to his power, after taking power, Lovak first imprisoned his younger brother. No one knew that Muddam was imprisoned, but Lovak was protected by 4 generals who were always there. Staying in the military camp, it is really difficult to start. So they first found Lovak's lawyer, but his lawyer didn't pay attention to their enemies at all. With no other choice, the enemy had no choice but to ask Ghost number 2 to kill the lawyer, dig out his eyeballs, and unlock the phone to obtain the whereabouts of the 4 generals. What they didn't expect was that the lawyer had countless younger brothers. As soon as they went out, the Secret Service team was chased by a large number of cars, and the 2 groups were in Florence. Acted in the real-life version of Express and Passion. Driver number 6 looked at so many pursuers with disapproval. He rushed out of the intersection and made a sharp turn. The car behind him couldn't dodge and rolled out instantly. A perfect drift followed with a big truck, and the chasing car was smashed in half. Just after getting rid of these nasty cars, the motorcycle killer caught up again. Number 2 raised his gun and shot. The motorcycle killer was headshot in an instant. Even in this life-or-death situation, the driver never forgets to look at the attractive scenery on the roadside. Although number 6 was highly skilled, there were too many pursuing vehicles, so number 1 had to call number 4 to help. I saw number 4 coming from the roof of the cathedral. It is estimated that only Jackie Chan would dare to do this. Get ready on a rooftop. When the enemy's car passed by, the rope was cut directly, and countless steel pipes were shot out like sharp swords, successfully intercepting the vehicle. To avoid the helicopters in the sky, the car drove directly into the museum. The 2 cars chased each other in the museum, and finally lost the car behind them. Another car was approaching from the front. At the critical moment, number 4 arrived in time and managed to disable the chasing car in a parking lot. However, another ambushed gunman appeared in front, and the car's windshield was shattered, blocking the driver's view. When he raised his head to see clearly ahead, it was too late. A forklift happened to be inserted into the driver's body. Fortunately, number 3 and number 4 arrived in time and rescued them. After a brief memorial ceremony, several people threw number 6's body into the ocean. In order to end Lovak's tyranny as soon as possible, someone must be found to make up for the pain of number 6. He set his sights on Tianju, a retired Afghan sniper. After much persuasion, the sniper agreed to fake his death and successfully joined the Ghost Commando team, becoming the number 7 in the team. What movie is the best? Of course it depends on the money burn. Some directors can burn out a statue of a statuette, and they can also burn out a great sense of accomplishment. Even the clown in the movie can burn out some human values. Our great director who buys copies doesn't even blink an eye at burning money. Anyway, it's not him who's burning money, as long as the scene is exciting enough. With the addition of number 7, the special agent team set out again. This time their target was the 4 generals under Lovak. They got information that the 4 generals would buy poison gas bombs again in the United States. They followed them secretly and easily killed the 3 generals, leaving only a timid and fearful fat general. The fat general asked about the specific location where Lovak's brother was hidden, and Muddam was actually hidden in Kowloon Bay, Hong Kong, China. Not long after, Lok learned that all 4 of his generals had been killed. He didn't know who was so bold, and the scene was covered up perfectly, leaving no trace. Lovak is a ruthless person. He would rather let me betray the world than let the world betray me. Since the murderer cannot be found, the biggest beneficiary is the biggest suspect. He ordered all the deputies of the 4 generals to be pushed down from the tall building, and then let their subordinates take up their posts. At the same time, the ghost agent team had arrived in Kowloon, Hong Kong and was preparing to rescue Muddam. On the 7th, Tianju was hiding in the tower crane. Provide everyone with visual field intelligence, and also be responsible for precise fire support. After some thrilling and cool running, number 4 Tianxing successfully connected the slide lasso between 2 high-rise buildings, and then sneaked into the bottom of the building to be ready to respond at any time. Number 1 is responsible for commanding the overall situation on the ground. At this time, a cool Lamborghini suddenly appeared in front of the hotel, and it was number 2 and number 3 who came down. Number 5 threw a laughing gas bomb in the building, and everyone laughed so hard that they lost the ability to resist. Number 2 and number 3 came to the top floor and cooperated closely with number 7, and quickly dealt with the bodyguards who rushed over. At this time, number 4 also successfully found Mutum, but a large number of bodyguards also rushed over, and several people were involved in a hard fight. What's even more tragic is that a large number of police are coming downstairs. Just when a few people were at a loss, Tianju number 7 had an idea. He asked a few people to grab the things around them, and then shot several times in succession to break the glass of the swimming pool. The water in the swimming pool rushed towards the people in the building like a tidal wave. Number 2, the one who failed to hold on, was almost rushed off the 99-story building. Several people took the opportunity to escape smoothly through the slide to the building opposite. However, number 4 Tianqing was besieged by a large number of bodyguards and could not escape. In desperation, number 1 decided to give up Tianqing. But human potential is unlimited under pressure. Tianqing used his flexibility to move around, making the bodyguard lose his temper at all. The bomb thrown by the bodyguard not only failed to kill Tianqing, but also helped them in a self-defeating manner, almost wiping out the pursuing police car. Countless steel pipes fell from the sky. With the blessing of gravity. Like shells hitting the pursuing police cars, almost all the police cars on the ground were wiped out. Just as number 4 was about to escape danger, a fat bodyguard suddenly knocked him off the building. Fortunately, he fell into the protective net in midair. But number 4 is no match for Fatty. Seeing that Fatty was about to knock down the protective net, number 7 below quickly set up his sniper rifle and killed Fatty's bodyguard with one shot. And just like that, the ghost squad returns to eviscerate intact. The next step is to kill Lovak and support Mutum to ascend to power. Tomorrow, Lovak will deliver a national address. If the live broadcast can be disrupted on that day and Lovak's speech is replaced by Mutum's speech exposing him, the people will surely start to resist and support Mutum. On the second and third days of the next day, bombs were planted under the giant sculpture in the square. Tianqing number 4 climbed up the TV tower and installed a live broadcast jammer. Number 1 and number 7 pretended to be staff and successfully sneaked into the TV station and went straight to Wuma. Soon the live broadcast started. As soon as Lovak started to speak, the screen was cut away and replaced by Mutum's speech. He called on people to unite and resist Lovak's tyranny. For a time, people became angry and took to the streets to start demonstrations. For a time, the rebellious masses rose up, especially when they saw number 1 detonating a huge bomb in the square. Only then did Loak realize that this was no simple riot, and he quickly evacuated the live broadcast hall. After getting in the car, Loak ordered his men to shoot and kill citizens who blocked the road while walking. Corpses were everywhere wherever he passed. His behavior could simply be exterminated with a heart-rending madness. Finally, under the protection of bodyguards, they boarded the yacht. Number 4 secretly sneaked into the yacht and cut off the communication cables. Number 3 jumped directly onto the yacht from the bridge, while number 1 installed 4 super strong magnets under the yacht. As soon as the communication was cut off, the bodyguards on the ship immediately went on full alert. At this time, Lovak felt that the situation was not good, and he quickly contacted his subordinates to attack the protest march team and hospital and school facilities, and once again threw gas bombs to repel them. This time the rebel masses were hesitant. Mutum suddenly broke into the conference room and in a few words persuaded Lovak's men to hand over their military power. At the same time, the ghost agents also fought against Loak's bodyguard. Although the ratio of enemy to friend on the ship is very different, they have their own enemies. Just press the remote control lightly, and the huge yacht will turn into a huge magnet, and Novak's bodyguard will be sucked to the wall. Using this tactic, the Ghost Eagle squad quickly eliminated a large number of Loak's bodyguards. This is a bald head. During the fight, she accidentally triggered a self-destruction. 4 large holes were blown out of Lu Ting, and the ship continued to sink. Seeing that the situation was over, Loak hurriedly escaped into a lifeboat. Not long after, a helicopter flew from the sea and landed on Loak. It didn't take long for Lovak to laugh after getting on the helicopter. He discovered that sitting on the plane was his younger brother Muto and the mysterious ghost agent team. His face was full of shock and before he had time to react, he was thrown off the border. Refugee area, this is where he dropped the gas bomb. The angry people quickly caught up with the unlucky big wooden stick and beat Lovak to death. In this way, the ghost team saved the country with the power of 7 people. But there are still too many injustices in this world. After a short rest, the ghost agent team soon embarked on their journey again, continuing their duty to fight violence with violence and uphold justice for heaven.